It's literally like, you know, they walking on water like Jesus.
So you're thinking of moving to Ponce Inlet, Florida. You want to know the pros, the cons, and just what's it all about. If you want to find out that information, make sure you stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Jimdin
And Bubba.
with the For Sale team right here in Ponce Inlet, Florida. If you're new to the channel and you want to know everything about working, sleeping, playing, eating, buying, and or selling anywhere here in the Ponce Inlet area, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. We have people reaching out literally every single day, whether it's buying, selling, moving, or relocating. We absolutely love it. If you want to make the move, you got to reach out. Make sure you shoot me a call, text, email, message in a bottle, or schedule a Zoom in the link down below. However you need to reach us, we've got your back when you're moving to Ponce Inlet, Florida. Let's get into it. So Ponce Inlet is a historic little town that is right south of Port Orange. It's home of the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse, which happens to be the tallest lighthouse in Florida and the second tallest working lighthouse in the U.S. as a whole. Now the view from the top of this is absolutely fantastic. It's a panoramic 360 view. You can literally see everywhere. You can see where the ocean curves as well, and it's phenomenal. You have a great view of Disappearing Island, New Smyrna Beach, Smyrna Dunes just south of you. You see all the massive, beautiful buildings along the coast as well, and you really can just take in all the sights. It's phenomenal.
You can see the edge of the earth, I mean, since it is flat. You can see that from the
You can see where you fall off the edge.
Yeah, you see ships all the time just fall.
Wow.
They're going and they're gone.
So Ponce Inlet is a very, very exclusive area with a population of only 3,032 people. The ratio here is absolutely fire, with a 1.18 girls to guys. Look at that. The median price point here is going to be $590,000. Prices here range from $189,000 all the way to $7.9 million.
One of the most expensive areas actually in the Volusia County area, and probably because it's right on the peninsula, and the houses here, some of them are back up to the beach, some back up to the water. I guess the beach is the water. Back up to the river, and or some back up to the inlet. So there's some really beautiful houses here, but there is obviously some affordable ones too.
A lot of the exclusivity is because of the location. It seems like it's right there. A lot of the people surrounding the Ponce Inlet area can see it. The reason it's so out of reach is because unless you're on a boat, you have to drive quite a ways to get there. It's about 30 minutes of driving from one park to another. So there's a significant amount of... So that amount of driving tends to detour a lot of the tourists that are wanting to visit that area a lot more. So they end up going to the easier beaches to reach. New Smyrna, if they're already, south of the inlet. Daytona, if they're already just north of the inlet. And so you have this nice little honey hole that is just kind of secluded from the rest of the touristy chaos, and you just have a lot of mainly locals.
Yeah.
Sick, bro. Alright, and if shopping is your thing and you want to move to Ponce Inlet, Florida, you're in luck. There is a single store there, and it's a surf shop.
Yeah.
And if you want to get regular groceries and such, you're in luck. Port Orange has everything that you need. So you have the pavilions, which has all of your craft stuff. Michael's. Is it craft stuff?
Michael's is craft stuff. You got like Marshall's, you got places to eat like Red Robin.
Dude, I'm thinking Michael's is like craft shit.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay.
It is.
That's why they have it, the grandmas. It's all the grandmas.
We love grandmas.
So yeah, you have all of those craft sections there in those little shopping areas. You also have big box stores such as Home Depot, Target, Walmart, baby.
That's right.
And if you want to go shopping, you're in luck. In South Daytona, just north of you, you have the Volusia County Mall, which is the only mall in Volusia County. If you want other malls, you got to go elsewhere, not in Volusia County.
So one of the other cons or pros, I guess you could say, is the weather. And I would say the cons of the weather it's hot. It's really hot in the summer. It is Florida. It's very moist. It's very damp. It's very wet. And so if you don't like that hot weather, that could be a con. I love the hot weather, so it's great for me. But you also have the beach there to take a dip. We have lakes and creepy ponds you could go into if you like gators, to cool off if you need to. Another thing we have is lightning. The lightning here is ridiculous.
It's insane. The lightning is it's something to behold for sure. A lot of the people here, you can tell who the locals are and who are the tourists because of how quickly they leave the beaches when the lightning storms roll through. And a lot of the locals and some of the brave tourists, they'll stick around on the beach and they'll watch the storm, kind of pass overhead. They'll hop in their car because most of the beaches around here have driving, or you don't have to walk too far to get to your car. So they'll post up in their car for a little bit and wait for the storm to pass. And as it's going over the water, you can literally see it just striking the water, spider lightning just going everywhere. And it's Florida has some beautiful lightning. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it does. But what's funny about like New Smyrna and the Ponce Inlet area is it feels like there's a pocket here that you see all the storms and it looks like they're going to come at you, and then you just kind of go around you.
It's like there's a wizard or something.
Yeah, it's like keeping this place safe or something.
It's
because you can tell it's like raining, hella raining in Daytona.
Oh yeah,
and then,
they don't like Daytona.
Yeah, and like past Edgewater to the south, it's raining, but in a little pocket in this mirror. And if you got this little radar app, you can see the clouds, and it seems like it just kind of wraps around. Like we got a little bubble protecting us over here.
Sounds nutty, but I'm dead serious. Watch the weather here sometimes, and you'll see it. It's no joke.
From the lightning, we have the dreaded hurricanes, as they say. Hurricane. It's a hurricane. So yeah, it speaks to the hurricanes, brother.
Yeah. In the Philippines, it's one of the other places that get bombarded with hurricanes quite a bit. What's funny is I was always scared of hurricanes. Here in Florida, I always heard about Florida, and they'll go through and they'll rip apart the state and such, right? And I always thought Florida was just this barren, flat wasteland kind of thing that just got rebuilt after every hurricane. And then come to find out, typhoons and hurricanes are the same thing. And so I'm thinking typhoons are just nothing, in the Philippines, because the streets are literally just turning into rivers there. And so come to find out it's the same shit, different day. Same country, different country.
Wait, you're from the Philippines?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I thought you were Irish.
But Florida's hurricanes they used to be terrifying, but honestly, after living here for 7-8 months at this point, I love them. They make the waves just swell, and the beach days are so much more fun. You get such fun weather. They're not really as big and scary as you're led to believe. If they do get to the point where they're big and scary, and they can do some damage, it's typically, category 3 up. That's when you start really getting a little more concerned. Seems like categories, 2 and under, a lot of the locals just kind of hunker down and just stay, The thing is, here in this area, Ponce Inlet, New Smyrna, Daytona, it's this interesting section of Florida that doesn't necessarily get hit. Most of the hurricanes, what they'll do is they'll come in through the Gulf Coast and they'll work their way up, and they'll hit, Tampa, St. Petersburg, that kind of section of Florida, or they'll go and hit, the Keys and then work their way up through the land. By the time it hits, Daytona, it's just
it's pretty much
scattered showers.
Yeah, you don't get the full hurricane. There's not even a hurricane, but you do get the bonus waves from the hurricanes.
Oh, it's
so you get all the good waves from the hurricanes, but without the crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, we get some crazy rain weather, sideways rain around here. When it rains, it rains. It rains crazy hard for about 15-20 minutes. I don't know where the water goes because, I do because there's ponds and this place is just full of water, but it goes in the ocean. I get that. Jeez, what do you think? I'm dumb? I graduated 7th grade. Anyway, so those are the weather things that are around here that are, I guess, would be pros and cons. So if you like lightning and you like to chase storms, there you go. You can come here and live.
If you don't, they're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right. Then don't come here, punk. So the next thing we'll talk about in pros and cons is the pros there are the beaches. I guess you could call it a con too if you like those big, long, huge beaches that are packed full of people. Then you won't like the beach here because this is a shorter beach as far as like the driving beaches go. There's an access point. There's only one access point. There's only one section of the beach that goes from that access point. I think it's like a mile or something long of a beach. But you can drive on the beach from that access point all the way down to the jetty of the inlet. And the waves there are a lot different than, say, the waves in Daytona or New Smyrna because of the way the jetty rolls in. So you've got these right peelers. They're a lot longer. They don't crash fast. So if you like a longboard, you can cruise on that. Some really good. You can get a few turns in before the wave crashes. The waves get really insane there. On the jetty, you can go walk down the sidewalk and
Just watch them explode.
and just you'll stand there and they'll just explode over you. So if you like to go out there and just get soaked, just randomly, that's a good place to go. But the fishing off that thing is insane too, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's a long jetty though. Like it compared to New Smyrna's, it's literally 3 of them.
Yeah, and there's a walkway all the way to the end. Well, almost all the way to the end. And so it's a really cool thing. You can get some really good video of getting water crashing over the top of you.
So with Ponce Inlet, it has actually one of 2 dog-friendly beaches here in Volusia County. New Smyrna Beach has New Smyrna Beach Dunes, or New Smyrna Dunes Park, which is the other dog-friendly beach there, and which is the first dog-friendly beach there here. Jesus Christ! You have New Smyrna Dunes Park, which is the first dog-friendly beach, and then you have Ponce Inlet Lighthouse Park, which is the second dog-friendly beach here in Volusia County. These 2 beaches are awesome. They're absolutely beautiful. You can actually see each of the beaches just from across the inlet, but to actually get like Bubba said, to get from the one park to another, it's about a 30-minute drive to go from the tip of Smyrna Dunes all the way down and around, and then up through Ponce Inlet. It's a drive. So if you want to park hop, just make sure you got some time squared away.
But if you like to take your dog to the beach, which is very random to be able to do, or very rare to be able to do, because it's fun to watch all the dogs they just love it. Man, they just go crazy. And I remember one day this one dog had like a little vest with a shark fin on the back. It was really cute, and he was like swimming around with the shark fin. And then a shark came up and ate him. It was sad.
Shark capital of the world, baby.
Anyway,
speaking of which, there's a lot of sharks here.
Yes, lots of sharks if you haven't heard.
Port Orange or Ponce Inlet and New Smyrna share the same inlet. Naturally, they're going to share the same water. The reason there's a lot of sharks here is because there's a lot of feeder fish that are getting sucked into the inlet or coming out of the inlet, and the sharks are attracted to those fish. You combine all these things, and you have pretty sharky water, to say the least.
Really sharky water.
Most of the sharks are relatively small, though. It's not necessarily like you're running into jaws every 5 seconds, but the thing is, it's a lot of hype. Most of the sharks are scared of you. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not out to get you. If you see the drone footage, you'll literally see people walking toward sharks, and they'll be running or swimming.
Swimming.
You know what I mean?
Well, they get legs here in New Smyrna. It's weird.
Oh, they are scary. But you'll find out about that.
They're always small, little tiny sharks. They're never that big.
But the ones with legs.
Yeah, but if you're surfing, don't get any drone video of you surfing, because it'll freak you out probably with all the sharks that are swimming like right behind you. Like there's 50 sharks behind you and 2 dolphins.
They're right here on the barrel.
And you don't even know it. But anyway, one other thing about the beaches is we were talking about the inlet. You can drive on the one beach, but right there, there's a ton of parking in the park. Where you can park there, or you can park. There's parking lots on the way or down the peninsula as you go, and they're free parking, and you just grab your stuff and walk across the street and down like one of the little walkways, and you can get to the beach. But so right at that inlet where you can drive on to the left is all non-driving beach. So if you want to be on the beach without having cars driving back and forth, pumping their tunes and all that kind of stuff, then it's a good place to park and go over there. It's nice and quiet, and you can get that non-traffic beach. You just got to hike in.
Yeah.
But you get the best of both worlds.
So here in Ponce Inlet, most of the appeal, most of the attractions, most of the entertainment is going to be on the water. You're not really in Ponce Inlet for Ponce Inlet itself. You're there because of the area, because of the exclusivity, and just the community as a whole. Now, if you're looking for entertainment that's not water related, like the closest movie theater, that's going to be in Port Orange or South Daytona.
All right, so other things for the entertainment. If you're looking to just go out, like have a drink, have some dinner, there's lots of I would say lots, but there's a handful of really good restaurants that have little bars. The one there is Hidden Treasure. Hidden Treasure is really cool. It's right across the street or the road from the Lighthouse, and it's right on the water, right on the inlet. They've got a nice, cool little deck. They've got different types of food. They got burgers. They've got lots of seafood stuff, boil in a foil. Lots of little seafood things. Catch of the day, fresh fish, all that kind of stuff. But the back patio it's right across from Disappearing Island. And what Disappearing Island is, it's a little island in the inlet that during the day, during high tide, it actually disappears. And so if you go there during low tide, you can see this island, and all of a sudden it disappears. But what people do is they go out there on their boats, or they kayak out, or if you're dangerous, you swim out from the boat dock. And then what's cool is you can see people while you're eating, or you're just something, you'll see these people and it looks like they're walking on water, and they bring their dogs out too. Sometimes they'll bring the dogs out in the boat and the dogs will be running around. It looks literally like, they walking on water like Jesus, and and it's really cool. But you can get over there. The only way you can get over there is either by boat, or if you're dangerous, you can swim over from the dock. But I have to warn you now, I did say to swim over there because there is an undertow, there's a current that runs along that's pulling out to the sea from the inlet, and it's super deceptively strong, and you don't really notice it until you're about halfway out, and then you have to just commit. If you plan to swim across, I suggest you either bring like a noodle, wear a life vest, have some fins if you're not a strong swimmer. Now, I'm a strong swimmer. I used to be a search and rescue swimmer in the Navy, so it was not that bad for me. It was a little sketch. My wife came over. She's a really strong swimmer. We've done tons of triathlons. She's done a ton of swimming. And about halfway through, I looked back because I thought this is a little sketchy. And I looked back, and she was on her back. And she's a strong swimmer, so she said it was the scariest 12 minutes of her life. So that current is for real. So I suggest you don't swim across, and you take a kayak if you can. But and then another thing about entertainment there is that you have cool thing is you can take the day. You can go over there. You can go to the beach. You can go to the Lighthouse. You can take the family. I mean, you can make a full day over there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got the family. You take a family to the Lighthouse. There's we'll talk more about the Lighthouse, but there's parasailing, and if you go to Daytona parasailing, super cool. We did it. Hopefully you get on a boat with what's his name?
With our boys Nicky Bobby and Flying Brian.
Flying Brian, Captain Brian,
the Flying Hawaiian.
There you go.
I have a great video with them. I'll play it right now.
What's up, guys? It's Jimdin here at Daytona Parasailing. I'm here with
Nicky Bobby, the Flying Hawaiian Captain Brian.
And we just had a badass time. Come out, check them out. Give it a shot.
So I suggest going to do that. You can rent jet skis to go in the inlet. You can take fishing charters, or you can just go fish off the beach or off the jetty. And so there's a ton of stuff to do. There's also the Marine Science
The Marine Science Center.
Yeah, take the kids to there, show them like all the they show like
all the sciencey
stuff,
biology stuff.
Yeah, all the cool fish,
like
stuff.
Fish, sharks, animals, sea animals, the
there
ocean, water. It's for you. Wow.
It's for you. So you got all that to do. You can take a picnic in the park. There's a great park over there, and there is a big long trail that goes through the whole thing. It's all a wooden, the wooden. What are those called? I can't think. Boardwalks. So there's a ton of boardwalks that just go through the vegetation, and I don't suggest doing that on a hot day because it gets really hot with the sun bouncing off the wood. And it gets you'll just be drenched. Bring some water. Oh, as far as places to eat, there's down the way. There's Krabby Joe's,
Lighthouse Ice Cream,
the Harbor Village Pub
down the hatch. You got Jerry's Italian Grill and Tiki Bar.
You know Jerry knows Italian.
Marina Pizza, Off the Hook.
Is that a restaurant? Oh, it's an ice cream. Ho Daddy-O's Surf Cream.
So you have Racing's North Turn.
It's right off this main road. It's beautiful, and it's tasty, bro.
So Racing's North Turn actually marks the exact spot of the old North Turn of the famous Ponce Inlet Beach road course. So this is actually the spot where cars went racing up the beach north, right? And they turned on the north side of the track and then went south on the road section of the racetrack. Now, it is awesome. They have tons and tons of memorabilia. The view there is phenomenal. It is one of the best looking spots to look at the ocean, especially come evening time when the sun is setting. The sky is all beautiful and pinkish and purplish, and it's just absolutely beautiful. You have the ocean just crashing there while you're eating your food, and then behind you, you have live music and a dance floor that you can enjoy as well once you're done eating.
Probably one of the coolest patios ever in Volusia County.
It's so unsuspected.
Just beautiful. I mean, a nice patio, just in beautiful turquoise-looking water, and the beach is beautiful, and there's not a bunch of people on it because it's not a driving beach right there. So there's just people walking, and it's very romantic.
The atmosphere also, it's just very lively. Everyone's just having a really good time. But what's really bizarre, right, is when you first get there, right? There isn't a big parking lot right in front of the actual area. The parking lot in front of there has maybe room for 1 or 2 cars, and then across the street is the actual parking lot for the restaurant. So the restaurant looks very tiny, right?
And empty.
And,
It looks like no one's there.
It looks dead.
Secret.
You have this. It's almost like a modern day speakeasy.
Yeah.
You know, you have just this old school racing car right out front, and you got some checkered flags and stuff, and you walk in, and it just starts opening up into this. You get hit with all this sport, racing memorabilia and all these
like a little museum
and cars everywhere, and just it's nuts. And then it opens up to this insane looking restaurant. It's definitely one of the spots you have to check out.
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
Tamukan Oaks Garden. It's a beautiful park here. It's got mangrove swamps that you can come out and you can enjoy. You can see the area. It's a great place to bring the family. And there's also a historic shell mound there. Now what a shell mound is it's these tribes, these indigenous people, they would, harvest their catches from the ocean, the mollusks, the clams, the mussels, all that stuff, and they'd take them and they'd shuck them, they'd eat it, and then they dispose of all of their trash in a big dumpster, right? Well, these shells ended up sticking around, and it ends up forming this massive, essentially ancient dumpster that people love to go out and
Shell
see.
dumpster.
It's a shell dumpster.
So you just go out and look at a pile of dump?
Yep.
Dump pile of shells?
Great place for the
So
family.
cool.
Come on down.
So cool. What's a mangrove? Is that where a bunch of men are in a grove?
Oh my God.
Ladies!
Cut. So those are the pros and cons of Ponce Inlet, Florida. If I haven't scared you away yet and you're still thinking of making the move, make sure you reach out, shoot me a call, text, email, message in a bottle, or schedule a Zoom in the link down below. If Ponce Inlet isn't quite your area, make sure you check out our other videos on New Smyrna, Daytona, or even Port Orange, just right next to Ponce Inlet.
But you gotta reach out to us, because if you don't reach out to us, we can't help you. So make sure that you give us a call. We do pick up the phone. Shoot us an email, shoot us a text. We'd love to help you out no matter what. Maybe you just come here to visit. Hey, let's go grab a beer or a coffee. If there's any other videos you'd like us to do, anything you want us to go learn about or just are curious about, put in the comments below and we'll do our best to make that one of our next videos.
However you need to reach us, we've got your back when you're moving to Ponce Inlet, Florida. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you want to check out our other videos, check them out here and here. Go! Go!